What is up, everybody? 12 TV here today. We're going to talk about Elden Ring right now. This is the game that just released today, and people are saying this game has major issues, pretty much across the board on all platforms. But the major system that's having a lot of platforms on is PC. Like this, what you see before you right here. The guy says the game just stutters or just freezes in some place like this. It's just look how it's just freezing like that. This looks like a slideshow, like a PowerPoint slideshow right now. How it's freezing. That looks terrible. There's no way you can play a game like that. So people are actually recommending playing the console versions over the PC versions right now. And like what this guy says, he says I've seen some tweets going around on Elden Ring social/Reddit. Just to ask some clarification, it mostly runs great. The stutter problem is a lot worse in the later half, to the point where the game will freeze for a few seconds and then speeds up. This is a mild example. As we start here, the game starts freezing. And then there was a post as well about this game. The Digital Foundry has analyzed Elden Ring. PS5 and Xbox Series X run at a 45 to 60 FPS in performance mode and 30 to 60 FPS in quality mode. Xbox Series X and S can benefit from VRR for a more stable 60 FPS. To get it stable on PS5, it is recommended to play the PS4 version. So that is kind of bizarre to me that you have to play the PS4 version for a stable frame rate. That's very weird right there. But yeah, if you have a VRR type of TV or a setup or monitor, you can play this game a lot better at stable 60. So this game definitely needs to be patched up. It's like a lot of issues going on with this game right now across the board. But yeah, PC is definitely the worst one. If you've seen like the game just freeze like that, like it's just like a slideshow. That looks horrible. But this guy says 10 out of 10, 98% Metacritic though. This guy is butthurt. Yeah, but it does kind of bring a valid point though. It's like you got these games that's kind of unoptimized across the board, but they still be getting like 10 out of 10s and 9s out of 10s. It is kind of like, it is not mentioning bugs in these video games at all. Or like, what's the deal with that? This guy says facts. I'm not even trying to hate, but with the bugs this game has, bad optimization, lackluster visuals in comparison to Horizon Forbidden West, how the heck is this game not in the low to mid 80s? But that's my opinion. Imagine if it did this just one time in Horizon Forbidden West, a lot of people would be up in arms. I'll wait until they fix it. The S is getting ridiculous with all these game releases with problems. Yeah, kind of the last few games, the major games came out, they all had like issues with them. I don't know, maybe because of the pandemic that's making these guys be a little little lacking with these games being optimized and taking these bugs out. But yeah, it definitely has been. The last few games have been definitely pretty buggy. Yeah, I'm only 2 hours in and I got a boss and it just stops for a whole second. And I think I'll try to do less serious things in my game until a patch is released. The server is making my head hurt on PC, so I decided to wait for a patch. Hopefully that gets touched up in the next few weeks. After the PC performance is smoothed out, I'm totally picking this up. Game of the generation. Man, that looks bad. That is bad. My starting issue will happen even after I left those areas though. I have lowered graphic settings and reopened the game a few times and it's still quite bad. Geez, so even when you lower the settings, it still gets a certain issue. So yeah, that's something the developers have to fix in at that point. It's like, geez. Now, I don't know how people are giving this game a 9 out of 10 and 10 out of 10 though. Like, I don't know how that's possible. Like you telling me you didn't experience any of these issues. All these people didn't experience any of these bugs. I was like, that's the same thing I had a problem with Horizon Forbidden West. People were giving that game like high scores. I was like, you didn't see all these bugs that was in this game. But I know if I heard like $60 for this game on PC and I saw this game kept breaking and glitching, I'd be kind of pissed, to be honest. But even on console, they run slightly better, but it still has some issues. It's still not optimized. So let's see. Sorry, a game that scores a 9.7 on Metacritic and a 9.5 or 9.6 on OpenCritic is working very bad on PC. Won't be fixed at launch and obligate me to install a PS4 version of the next gen console. I love Souls games, but come on, what the F? Yeah, this is pretty crazy. You have to install a PS4 version of the game to run a stable frame rate. That is very bizarre right there. I wonder if From Software has some kind of grudge against PC versions. Stable frame rate on PS4, but ass loading times? Nah, I just pretend we're revisiting Blighttown. VRR does not increase the FPS to 60 though. Okay, so he says, does the game fluctuate from 60 to 55 with VR enable look and feel the same as a flat 60 game, or can we still perceive the differences? Then this guy responds and says 55 feels basically the same. It's only when you slip to 45 FPS or below that it becomes quite obvious that it's lower, but it still feels pretty smooth without the judder. Xbox can benefit from VR if you have VR cable TV, which the majority don't. I think many people are confused what VR is. Still has the better version. Did you not see Pony stroking the Xbox Series X and S version before the Digital Foundry analysis? Yeah, they were doing that. So they had a brief, like, Ponies had like a day of just bragging about this game running better on PlayStation, but then, like, that was before the day one patch, and Digital Foundry actually looked at the game after the patch and says, hey, the Xbox Series X and S version run better with VRR. Then they've been quiet ever since. The Sony guys, they took that L very quickly. Like, geez. In other words, the Series X is a superior way to play Elden Ring. Yeah, if you gotta install the PS4 version to get better frame rate, then yeah, that's some ridiculous stuff right there. Wait, is reviewing so well but has performance issues? What the F? Frame rate issues aren't making or breaking the game. Essentially, the game is a damn near masterpiece according to reviews, just with some performance issues which will get patched eventually. So to summarize, both PS5 and Xbox Series X run about the same for both performance and quality modes. But if you care about true performance, for PS5 you have to revert to using PS4 version of the game. For Series X and S, you have to have a VR capable TV. So to summarize, Xbox Series X runs Elden Ring better than PS5, pretty much. A little awful optimized game. They don't know how to lock the 30 FPS on quality mode and use DRS to reach the 60 FPS. For the ones who don't have VR TVs, can't forget this game. Install the PS4. Why did people buy new consoles? Yeah, definitely a bizarre thing right here with this game, but it's clearly not optimized correctly. If you stand like this whole stuttering thing on PC, you gotta install the PS4 version to get a better frame rate than the PS5 version. You gotta have a VR TV. This game ain't optimized too great, so gotta include it right here. Definitely want to hear your thoughts down below about this. Yeah, it's kind of weird that I guess the reviewers don't care if the game is buggy or has like frame rate issues. I guess they can still call the game a masterpiece, but definitely bizarre right here. So definitely want to know your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like for this video. So thanks for watching, and peace.